Hi guys, all right, it's time for some abs. We're gonna do this together. Rest whenever you need, at any time. If it doesn't feel good on your neck, place your head down. I like to keep interlaced fingers and then place your hands right at the base of your skull and then wrap your thumbs around your neck. You can kind of tell then if your neck is doing a lot of the work for you. Hands behind your head is always the heaviest load. And if you're not sure what that means, when you lie down and start doing some abs, each time you take your hands behind your head, you increase the load to lift your upper body up. So you can take one or both hands down by your side. You can take your hands across your chest. You can keep your head down. If you do have your block or whatever, you can place that and rest your head on that as well. If you find at any time that when you do abs, it goes into your lower back, you can also put a block or something underneath your hips. That often takes the pressure off your lower back. I like to, particularly when you've got lots of legs going and they're going low, I like the action of trying to push your lower back down. Even though with both legs extended, the chances of that happening are probably slim. It's going to get your lower abs to work. Yeah. So once you take the legs out, that lever can cause you to arch your back. So if you think of pushing your back down, if you start to get it into your lower back, you can always take a leg a little bit higher. We'll take a load off your back as well. And you can always place feet down. I'll give you all of the options as we go through this. So take a lie down on your back. We'll start with a nice ab prep, but with hands behind your head. Again, you can keep your head down. You can take your hands down by your side to take the load off a little bit. Interlace your fingers. Place your hands behind your head. We're going to start in neutral. And I'll tell you when I want you to try and think of pushing your back down. It's think of pushing your lower back down. You'll feel your lower abs hopefully kick in. Wrap your thumbs around your neck, elbows just forward of your ears. So you don't want to be, if your elbows are out wide, if you can see my rib cage, elbows out wide can kind of make your ribs pop a little bit. We don't want that. You want to try and keep them in the whole time. We're going to try and do some eccentric work. So when you're doing a crunch here, as you lower down, if you can keep your ribs in, they're lengthening eccentrically. So they're not popping and you're not relaxing. So you don't want this to happen with your back. Everything is going to stay connected the entire time. So kneecaps pointing up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. You're just going to do a little nod of your chin and then curl your head and shoulders up. Your rib cage comes in and then it shoots down the front of your body. You're going to try and flatten out your lower abs here. Take a breath in at the top. And then as you breathe out, you're lengthening back down, but watch my ribs. You're trying not to do this. Yeah? Keep your rib cage in. If it means that you don't take your head all the way down, that is fine. Breathe out, lift up. Then inhale down. Lift up. Try not to pull on your head. Yep. If you find that you're pulling on your head, I want you to just stop and relax your head into your hands and then think of lifting up here with your upper abs. Hold it at the top. You're going to bring your right knee into tabletop. Now the goal here is to keep your hips stable and still. So as you're transitioning, try not to move your hips at all. See if you can curl up a little bit higher than that. Right leg up and down and left. So you can stick with this. Stay focused on keeping all of this engaged, all of this being your abs. And then for those of you that want to, one leg up followed by the other leg. Now this is sometimes when either hip flexors take over or you collapse into your lower back. Generally they kind of work at the same time. If you're collapsing into your back, you're going to get really grippy in your hip flexors. So think of pushing your rib cage into the mat. And we're going to do single knee taps, toe taps. This action here, the movement is coming from your hip and it's not from just dropping your foot down. Yep. Think the slower you go, the harder it is. You can stick with single leg or double leg. Once you get double legs in, those levers start to get a little bit bigger. You're trying to avoid this happening at your lower back. Yeah, so push your ribs down. Watch that your elbows don't come out wide. Keep them just forward of your ears. 2, 1. Curling up and hold it. There, you're going to reach your right leg straight forward and pull it back in and left. Now, as you reach a leg long, I want you to try and activate that same glute. This glute. That glute is going to help stretch that leg, that knee. Yeah? If you keep that knee bent as you reach it out, your hip flexors are going to do a lot of work. So you're trying to lengthen the hip flexors, your glutes, lengthen your hip flexors. Let's go 3. And by 3, I mean 4. And then you're going to lower down and have a little rest. And now we're going to get serious. This is going to burn, and we're going to do it together. So, feet down, curling up. At any time, you can rest. You're going to take your right leg straight forward. Now I'm going to keep knee over hip. If it gets really grippy in your hip flexor, pull it in a little bit more. From here, you're going to crunch up. 10, nice and slow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the leg. 10, 9. You can always take a hand underneath a knee to take some load off, and it does give you a little bit of 3, help, 2, 1, change legs, rotate, 10. You can do this 2 ways, hand behind your knee, tap your knee and your elbow. You can keep both hands behind your head. 3, what if I lost count? 2, 1, change legs, 10. You can leave this leg down. 7, remember you can take that hand behind that knee. 4, you can keep that knee down. 2, 3, 2, come back to the center. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the leg. 8, 7. Now that glute is on. If it's going into your back, you can take that leg a little higher. 2, rotate. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, other leg. 8, 7, 6. You can do this with a straight leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to work your way through all of that, going from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.